Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Listen, the secret society is in full effect. Now, I kindly request that you subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get this channel to 20,000 by maybe by the end of the year, right? Follow me on Twitter. And if you want to give a donation, cool. That way I can get me that fried rice and chicken wings. Now, let's talk about the secret society. Is in full effect, people. Understand this, man. I've been talking about the secret society for a while. I've been talking about Saudi. I've been talking about all this shit going on in boxing as far as the corruption for a couple of years now. Matter of fact, I was the only one talking about it. No one else was talking about it. Guys coming out here on the channel, ooh, who is this guy talking secret society? What are you talking about? Now you fast forward 2 years, everybody like, oh shit, Hood Champion, you were talking about this. Yeah, blind man could see what was coming, people. What was in the pipeline. Now, when you talk about Turki Alalshikh putting a post recently, I've become increasingly impressed with DAZN's quality and with what they offer to us. I hope that one day DAZN will become the home for all combat sports, especially boxing and MMA. Now, when you think about that, right, and then you take this into consideration, Turki Alalshikh reportedly purchasing several boxing promotions to create a boxing league similar to UFC, has fans excited. Now he's working with Dana White. Now he got Frank Warren is over there putting together a deal with DAZN. But when you look at everything that's going on, this has been in the works for a while. Now, if you want to timeline this goes back to before Tyson Fury. This shit was in the works all the way back, I'd say really with Pro Bellum. When Schaefer and De La Hoya split, Schaefer was working with Kinahan. That whole Pro Bellum thing, Kinahan and the Saudis and the funding. Remember they had the tournaments out there in Saudi Arabia. Okay? So let's just understand what I'm telling you is not my opinion. Okay? I'm telling you it's fact. Kinahan had a connection to the Saudis. That's where a lot of that money was coming from. Bottom line is you get beyond that. All the boxing out there in Saudi, cool. Then you look, there was a few more events out there in Saudi, not just boxing, had other sports and stuff. Then you see this whole thing about Tyson Fury wanting to return to the sport of boxing, right? Tyson Fury wants to return to the sport of boxing. Then all of a sudden he has this guy Kinahan. Okay, baby, I'll be right there. Tyson Fury, this guy Kinahan in this corner. Returns to the sport of boxing. Gets himself a couple wins, fights Deontay Wilder. Right? We saw what happened in that first fight, second, third fight. Then you find out about Kinahan's and his involvement with corruption in the sport of boxing and influencing fights and intimidating judges, referees, commissions, sanctioning bodies, all this shit, right? Right? I'm not making this up. Anyway, you fast forward beyond that and you find out this whole thing about it. Daniel Kinahan, and find out who all he knows, what boxers he's worked with, what promoters he had relationships with. Then everybody's minds are blown. Anyway, Kinahan, some pressure gets put on him because of their crime organization, and they want them arrested now. Guy disappears from the sport of boxing. A lot of fighters can't even come to the States no more. Anyway, Kinahan somewhere disappears in Dubai. His pop's out there in Africa somewhere, and all of a sudden you got the Saudis getting involved with boxing, right? You got some events happening over there. What was that shit called? It was Skills Challenge Promotions, right? Skills Challenge Promotion? Yeah. So all of a sudden the boxing starts bubbling in Saudi. And we're like, man, where'd this come from? But I already knew. I said, this shit's been in the works for years with Kinahan. It's just he can't be the face of it anymore. Because the guys that he was very good friends with, they're the ones who basically took his vision, and this is just my opinion, and with him in the background kind of advising, they continued with the initiative and continued able to grow the vision to what it had become for Skills Challenge Promotion. Then there was some kind of shit out there in Saudi, Skills Challenge Promotion. I don't trust all the news that was put out there on the internet. What I'll say is something happened with Skill Challenge Promotion. All of a sudden, Turki Alalshikh bubbles up, right? And this man is out here putting real dough in people's pockets. And when you look at all of that, Saudi Arabia has been involved with boxing for quite some time. But you look at where it was behind the scenes. It was behind the scenes. They weren't trying to do no damn Riyadh season in America. They just took their time. They had pawns or people, certain people, be the face of the operation. Let them go out there and make the moves and do the negotiations and do the business while they were in the background kind of pulling the strings, kind of being the puppet masters. Started back there with Pro Bello, all the way up to where we are now. But look, they done got real comfortable with things. So comfortable that they recognize, right, that these promoters, these fighters, sanctioned by everybody involved with boxing. You know what their motivation is? Not preserving the integrity of the sport. Their motivation is the dollar bill, y'all. Wu-Tang, Kareem. Cash rules everything around me. A bunch of old dirty bastards. So Turki Alalshikh said, all right, cool. Everybody want that money, right? Okay. METHOD, man. I'm going to be the method man here. I'm going to sit here now with the Zone because they were in a bunch of debt. Y'all remember that? Y'all, Eddie Hearn with the $1 billion checkbook? The Zone went into all this debt, right? Frank Warren and all these other promoters out here, they can't put on the fights they want because they don't have the money, because promoters don't want to risk losing money, right? They're not in the business of losing money, and they don't want to come out there and take on no huge risks. They got to look at it and say, you know what? I think my profit margin will be here. It has to be an acceptable risk, but I'm talking about minuscule. They're not trying to lose. So METHOD man Turki Alalshikh said, all right, the Zone, we're going to do some working together. You don't have to worry about anything because the money is endless out there in Saudi. So now the Zone is going there because now they don't have to worry about any of the financial struggles they've had. Turki Alalshikh gets involved. He resolves all of that. So what I'm saying is look at the people who are attaching themselves to Turki Alalshikh. It's all the people who really need some help. The Zone, Turki Alalshikh. Matchroom, Turki Alalshikh, because Eddie Hearn ain't trying to take no risk on nothing. He couldn't put on the biggest fights. He couldn't do it. He had one guy over there, Anthony Joshua, for the most part. But he couldn't put on the biggest fights. None of the promoters wanted to work together, and Eddie Hearn ain't trying to lose money. Frank Warren, everybody was up there struggling to put on huge fights outside of Tyson Fury because he didn't want to lose money. PBC, you saw what happened with them, man. That ship's sinking. Golden Boy, he barely hanging on. Ryan Garcia saved Golden Boy. Because when he fought Tank, cha-ching. When he fought Devin Haney, cha-ching. And then the Jaime Munguia Canelo fight saved him, cha-ching. But De La Hoya, his ship still, I think, is sinking. It's doing all right now because of those three paydays. But he ain't doing that good. So METHOD man's like, all right, I need some network to broadcast my fights. Can't come over here and mess with the States. ESPN and all those guys, they ain't trying to mess with Turki Alalshikh. But the Zone, okay, I think we can work something out here because there's already a business relationship established. There's something they need that I can give them. There's something I need they can give me. It's a complementary relationship here. And I don't have to deal with no bullshit out there in the United States. So he got that in place. Now he got Matchroom about to lock down Queensberry, and he's got these other promoters in place. They're all working together now. All these promoters are working together now. And you're gonna see where he's gonna start to absorb them. It may not happen as fast as he wants. For him to make it happen as fast as he wants, I mean, he's got to put up real money. And I think these guys will sell. I don't know if Eddie Hearn will sell. I think he'll just continue in a business relationship with Turki Alalshikh. But for the most part, Turki Alalshikh is going to be running shit, people. And the secret society are making them moves. And if you watch, these sanctioning bodies don't really say nothing. Mauricio Suleiman is the only one out there. who wants to show his face and show his voice, he doesn't say nothing negative. Mauricio Sullivan is all about the Wu-Tang Kareem. He ain't worried about nothing else. When I see him watch this, I'm like, yo, y'all see what's unfolding in front of us? Blind man can see that the secret society is in full effect. Hold your horses. They are taking it to the stupid. Y'all can say what you want, but I have a feeling all of this shit that's been bubbling up and now it's starting to rear its head. Turki Alalshikh has confidence out of this world and he's comfortable to make his move and take his vision, the direction, right, of trying to control all of combat sports because he knows that everybody out here will eventually give in to the money. And he's ready to go live with his vision. And that's why he's doing this first event out here in the United States. That's testing the waters. That's to see. It ain't to see if it'll be successful. It's to see if there's going to be anyone coming in trying to investigate and put any pressure, any legal pressure against him. That's what he's trying to see. Who's going to come in here and make my life miserable? But I'm telling y'all right now, if you see Turki Alalshikh making some even bigger moves, stronger moves, more ballsy type moves, it's because this man got the money. Anybody getting his way, he ain't fighting them. He ain't killing them. He ain't going to chop off their hand or foot. Here's a little money. Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother. We don't want any problem. Sorry, brother. Here, take $1 million, take $2 million, take $10 million, take $100 million. Just get the fuck out of my way. Yes, brother. And he'll go on to the next thing. Anyway, y'all can say, Hood Champion, you and these conspiracy theories, man, it's entertaining, but you're off beam all the time. Hey, it's your opinion. I'm just having a conversation. This is how I see it. Now, is it good or bad? I don't know if it's good or bad. You know, I like to see everybody making money. Cha-ching, ching, I like that. But I'm also not da-dum-dum. There's more to what we're seeing. Y'all keep your eyes peeled. And you watch. Let me see how far Turki Alalshikh can take this. Two things going to happen here. He's either going to die because he's sick, right? So he's either going to die. I think he's terminally ill. He talks too much about his illness for me to believe he just got, a thyroid condition. Like, I think he's terminally ill with some shit. But he won't say. All he keeps talking about is his health. He doesn't know how long he'll be around to see certain things. So that tells me he's in bad shape. So it's either that's going to happen or it's going to be some kind of convergence on what the Saudis are doing, in particular with combat sports. Because there's going to be some little old miserable ass guy there who doesn't like the fact that they got these guys with these cloths on their heads coming over here disrupting things. And not just in boxing. The small ball sports, tennis, golf. Then you got, getting involved in baseball. They even going into the larger ball sports, talking, soccer. They're already involved in that. Trying to get guys from basketball, pro players to come over, all kind of shit, football. They got so much shit that they've already done and that they're working on. And it's coming, man. And they got the money. Then you got the NASCAR and all that other shit, So there's a lot of things that they've already done. And they got pushback on from people here in the States. And there's some things that they still want to do. And they're going to continue to meet resistance. But they're ready to confront it head on because you know how they can break down that resistance? With the cha-ching, ching, Wu-Tang, Kareem, with the money. Anyway, let's just see how it plays out. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. All 7 continents. Y'all in the breeze.